Kinetics study on the reaction between potassium iodate and sodium sulfite. The rate of a chemical reaction may depend on the concentration of one or more reactants. The effect of concentration of the reactant on the rate of a chemical reaction can be studied by the reaction between potassium iodate and sodium sulfite in the presence of starch indicator at room temperature and pressure. In the first step, sulfite ions react with potassium iodate, producing iodide ions. In the second step, iodide ions formed are oxidized to iodine by reaction with more iodate ions. In the third step, iodine formed in the second step reacts immediately with sulfite ions, forming iodide ions. When sulfite ions are completely consumed, the liberated iodine reacts with starch solution, giving a blue color. Our aim here is to study the reaction rate of the reaction between potassium iodate and sodium sulfite using starch solution as indicator. Materials required: 0.01 molar potassium iodate solution, 0.005 molar sodium sulfite solution, 1 molar sulfuric acid, freshly prepared starch solution, 4 250 milliliters conical flasks, measuring cylinders and stopwatch. Procedure: take 4 250 milliliters conical flasks labeled as A, B, C and D. Measure 2 milliliters of 0.01 molar potassium iodate solution in a measuring cylinder and transfer it into flask A. Then add 4 milliliters of potassium iodate solution to flask B, 6 milliliters to flask C and 8 milliliters to flask D using the measuring cylinder. Using another measuring cylinder, add 10 milliliters of 1 molar sulfuric acid to the flasks A, B, C and D. Now, using a measuring cylinder, add 88 milliliters of distilled water to flask A, 86 milliliters to flask B, 84 milliliters to flask C and 82 milliliters to flask D to make the volume of solution 100 milliliters in each flask. Add 5 milliliters of starch solution to the flasks A, B, C and D using a measuring cylinder. Now, measure 10 milliliters of 0.005 molar sodium sulfite solution in a measuring cylinder and pour it into flask A and start the stopwatch immediately. Stop the stopwatch when the blue color just appears and note down the time required for the appearance of blue color. Repeat the experiment by adding 10 milliliters of 0.005 molar sodium sulfite solution to flasks B, C and D and note the time required in each case for the blue color just appears. Record the observations in a tabular column. Plot a graph between 1 by volume of potassium iodate along the ordinate and time for the appearance of blue color along the abscissa. The graph should be a straight sloping line. From the graph, it is clear that the rate of reaction between potassium iodate and sodium sulfite increases with increase in concentration of potassium iodate. Precautions: always use freshly prepared sodium sulfite solution because it is easily oxidized by air. Concentration of potassium iodate should be higher than that of sodium sulfite solution. Use a freshly prepared starch solution.